touch of caring of the Lariba banker, the Lariba financier. And that's the person when you go to and tell him, I want to have $50,000, he will not encourage you to take 70 because you can afford making the payment on 70. He will first ask you, what do you want it for? And he will make sure, or she will make sure, the Lariba banker, that what you want to do makes economic sense and is viable, because that is the requirement of the system. It's not just money exchanging hands for a price called interest. It is the responsibility of making sure that this money is invested properly. Because if you don't, then you are violating part of your worshipping God or ibadah. Exactly like not praying and not doing hajj and not doing zakah. Because that is a responsibility. And this actually is taken seriously. When that message is out, it is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The whole community will come to you because they know that you are interested in them, in their families and their households. So I think this is going to catch on like fire in America in about 15 to 20 years. I think that every conventional bank in America will have a window called the Lariba window, offering Lariba products. That's my vision of America. And my vision of the Lariba system that we're trying to build here in America is that very soon we're going to have a Lariba run institution, maybe in Asia, in Central Asia, in Europe, and in every corner of the world. The idea is not just to own the world. The idea is to offer the same quality and policy and vision and strategy and philosophy of serving the community. Not just being a graduate with an MBA or a person who graduated from the Navy and went to the banking school, then you are a banker. No, no, no. It is the spirit of serving people, because that is how you hire your people that work to serve people. So that's the vision we want to see. It's not just owning all of these banks. It is what I call a strategic alliance. You know, Lufthansa and United and Singapore Airlines and Scandinavian Airline System and Air Canada, you know, have something called the Star Alliance. What I would like to do, I'd like to do the Crescent Alliance of Lariba banks, where we can exchange information, systems and procedures and ways and means of serving the client, and we can integrate our markets to serve the clients better throughout the world. And believe me, this is very much needed in the world. Community banking is a process which actually acts as an intermediary. The community bank or a community finance company acts as an intermediary between those who have been endowed with savings and assets and they don't know how to invest it properly, and others who have been endowed by good ideas, experience in making good projects that earn good productivity as measured in the return on investment. So that intermediary community finance company or bank would really study the projects and study the level of risk that each investor would like to have and match these together and produce jobs and job opportunities, good homes and good apartments. The profitability of what we're doing in homes is very, very slim. Very slim. And we intentionally make it very small because we do not want to hurt our community members claiming that this is the Islamic way or this is the proper way. And by the way, we never called our operation Islamic. We call it Lariba. And we let the community judge if we are good representatives of this great religion of Islam or not. If we are, we thank Almighty God for it. If we are not, we ask God to forgive us. And we ask the community to tell us how to correct ourselves. My vision of all of this is that the community at large will catch on. You start first with what I call the Puritans, the people that have been living in homes, in rented homes, in apartments for the last 20 years because they do not want to get into Riba. Community members that have accumulated 80% of a home price, believe it or not, and they're still sitting in apartments because they don't want to participate in riba. And when you offer them this service, they come on the surface, they show up, they come out of the closets. And we are impressed, we are fascinated, we are honored that we can fulfill their needs. And we are honored that they have held tight to their beliefs all these years. Now you start with the Puritans, and then when the word comes out, then the average community member will come and say, hey, you know, you people really serve the community. You people want to know us. You people are the people who care about us, would love to deal with you. A community Lariba financier or Islamic banker is a person who doesn't only have money, but a person who is willing to sacrifice his own time, his own life, his own belongings to make sure that the community lives better. It's not only a matter of how much money you make in terms of return on your investment. It is how many assets have you helped accumulate? How many households have you helped open up? How many people have you made their lives better? How many people have you touched not only their vision, their aspirations, their spirits, their hearts, but touched their pocket, their wallets? Because you can tell them anything you want, but at the end of the day they say, well, what difference did it make in my life? Am I eating better? Am I dressed better? Am I driving a better car? Am I enjoying better health care? And that is what a community banker, community financier should always be looking for. Actually, America was built on the basis of community banking. And there is a law on the banking books called the Community Reinvestment Act, CRA. But the question is this done today? I don't think so. I strongly believe that what built America is exactly the community, socially responsible banking services that started America and make it prosperous. Unfortunately, nowadays, through the mergers and acquisitions and making banks so large and humongous, you are nothing but a number in a bank teller's line. And that's essentially it. And because you don't know how the system works, you don't know how to get credit so you can improve your standard of living, you can grow your business, and you become more affluent. And this movement has to come back to America to strengthen America and make it grow into bigger and better orbits. The neat thing about doing it as a community effort is you inject in it a voluntary dimension. So you don't only hire employees, but you hire family members who volunteer in addition to getting a humble salary. And that injects this desire, the burning fire of working with the community, serving the community, opening up households for the community. And that's the neat thing about this operation. For instance, we opened up an office in New Jersey recently, and it's really wonderful because the same kind of parameters are being applied. The person who's running the office is a person who's very active in the Islamic school in New Jersey, and his assistant, and he's attracting all of these people who are willing to volunteer to rid people of thinking in terms of interest. The ultimate goal of riba-free banking is to make money available to everyone in this world. Our motto is credit is a human right. In other words, if I were to make a recommendation to the United Nations Covenant of Human Rights, I would suggest strongly to include in it that credit is a human right. It's amazing to see large banks dealing in billions of dollars, to see companies like Enron and WorldCom losing billions of dollars, companies like America Online losing $100 billion, which is equivalent to the gross national product of Egypt in 1 year. And poor farmers cannot have $100 to buy seeds. And poor fishermen cannot have $200 to buy a net so they can increase the efficiency of fishing. And poor people cannot have $50 to buy a knitting machine so they can make knitted jerseys and pullovers for their families. This is my ultimate hope and my ultimate goal, that we provide, number one, a means of transportation for every family at the grassroots level, a home for every family at the grassroots levels in America or anywhere in the world. Because if you do this, then the family will feel that they own a piece of the rock. And when they feel that they own a piece of the rock, then they will make sure that this is clean, well taken care of, and upgraded value. And make sure that every family has its own small business so they can prosper and become independent. We are taught by our dear Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and prayers be upon him, that 90% of your real prosperity, income, and endowment comes from being an independent businessman or businesswoman. And he himself was an independent businessman. And that's exactly what we aspire for. When we do this, then what we do, we take the tide and raise everyone up in the standard of living, the standard of health care, the standard of social interaction. Because if people are happy, then you will have happy children, a happier future, more prosperity, and then more peace. And hopefully we can capture people's imagination to make this world a better world.